All right, let's just get into it. It's not terrible, but it's not great. We're talking about the Direct today. Let's go. So, the Nintendo Direct happened, and I needed time to process this because I have a weird relationship with gaming right now. Um, as you've seen with the channel, we try to focus on mostly Nintendo things. So, needless to say, there was a lot of hopes going into this Nintendo Direct. And I think for me, there was I gave in to some leaks and some things that I had seen, and this is why Twitter is the place that I should live less on. But I was expecting more Zelda games. I was expecting maybe some GameCube games or some GBA stuff moving to the Switch. Was kind of excited for that. Um, and there were a few other hopes that I had for this direct. I mean, everybody was expecting Breath of the Wild 2, which we now know is Tears of the Kingdom. And like it was, we got that in the direct. But overall, just the overall general consensus on the direct is not. It was like bad to mid, I think, is the overall consensus. And that's not saying that there was bad games in the direct. I think that there's a lot of really cool things to be excited about. And I think that if you are a certain type of player or a certain type of gamer, you're going to be really excited about these kind of games. But I think the reason why most people think it's bad to mid is a lot of it was RPGs, which if you've never played one before, they take hours to complete. Hours and hours and hours. They're very long winded. I don't think they're bad, but I think that a lot of the times they can just take forever and you can kind of get burnt out and you'll just see the game and you'll backlog one day and you'll be like, why didn't I ever finish that game? Oh, yeah, it took 100 hours to beat. So that was kind of a downside to it. There's also the fact that there was six farming games that were released or not released but announced during this direct. So if you're like me, and not a lot of people are like me, but I don't prefer farming games. I didn't like Animal Crossing, and I know people love that game, but it's not my style of game. I don't love it. So for me, that was a big downside of the direct, and I think for a lot of people, that was the big downside of the direct. I mean, just like look at this.
A brand new mode has been added to help you enjoy more quality time with your in-game spouse.
I don't want to spend more time with that. Like, I don't get why I would invest time in a virtual wife when I have an actual wife at my house. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's just like, nah, it's just not for me. It's for a certain type of gamer. I'm not that type of gamer. Um, I think that there was a lot of buildup going into this direct because we didn't get one for a while when people thought we were going to get one. I think that there was a lot of people expecting Wind Waker, expecting Twilight Princess. I think there was a lot of people looking for that. I think there was a lot of folks looking for like Game Boy Advance games or GameCube games moving to the Switch. There was even small rumors of like them announcing a new console during this direct. I don't really think that those were backed up by anything, but I think that there was a small sector of people that were kind of looking for that. Um, but that's not to say that everything was bad. I think that there was a lot of new games that were introduced. So, like the new Zelda, obviously, is the big sell. Bayonetta 3 is coming out. That game looks sick. There's also the new Fire Emblem, I think, is the game that I was most excited for. I love Fire Emblem. I've played Three Houses. I haven't got a chance to play Three Hopes yet, but it's on my to-do list. Um, I think that there was some older games that were announced too that I'm excited for because I never got a chance to really play them as a kid. Um, so like you have the Pokemon Coliseum 1 and 2 coming to the Nintendo 64. That's amazing. I'm super excited for those games. I know they're old. I know they're janky, but I don't care. I love Pokemon games. I think they're going to be sick. GoldenEye is coming to the Switch. And I think it's going to have multiplayer, so I can play that with friends. That's going to be amazing. I think that there's just a lot of things that it kind of either hit or missed with you with this. And I think it's interesting because a lot of people in gaming right now are sitting here and they're like, man, we haven't had any new announcements in forever, and this, and that. Like, a lot of people are like, we haven't had any new announcements in forever. The games that they did announce weren't great. Too many farming games. I think that it appealed to one type of gamer and not too much else. Now, for me, it's different. And I know that there's probably other people out here that are like me, to where, like, when you were a kid, you were poor, your parents didn't have a lot. My parents did not have a lot. Like, when I got my first Game Boy, I'm pretty sure I had to pay for half, and they paid for the other half. And that was, like, my birthday gift. And so, like, I did that, and, like, back then, we didn't have these, like, Nintendo Directs. We went to GameStop and saw the box art and was like, that's awesome. I want that. I'm going to get that. And so, like, for me, it's interesting because I'm actually going back and getting to build up with some of these older games. So, like, I'm probably way more excited for Pokemon Coliseum 1 and 2 than a lot of people. GoldenEye, I'm way more excited for, just because, like, I've seen old gameplay of this, but I've never got to experience it myself. Like, obviously, like, New Zelda's cool and exciting. Fire Emblem, amazing. But, like, for me, it's interesting. And this is kind of what I wanted to get into today is, like, I think I approach gaming differently than a lot of people. Because somebody asked me yesterday, actually. They were like, when were you last, like, really excited for games? Like, video games. And I took a hard look at it, and I think too many people are really negative about it. And, I mean, I get it. Your complaints are founded. They're well understood. But I think for me, personally, it's a different take. I think I'm excited to see what they're going to put out next. I think that they've got some stuff in their back pocket. I don't think they're going to go into the holiday season without some plans. But I'm really excited because I never got to play, like, Persona 5, which is coming to the Switch. I'm really excited to play that game. I don't know anything about it, but people have highly recommended it, and I've been kind of waiting to play it on the Switch. I think that the new Sonic Frontiers game, I'm on the fence about, but I want it to be good. I want to be really excited about that game. The new Zelda looks fantastic. I can't wait for it. I wish it was coming out like February, March, but I'll take May. That's fine. We have a date now. It works. I think, like, not to mention, like, they've announced previous games that are coming out. Like, we just got Cult of the Lamb. I've been trying to beat Xenoblade 3. I'm almost through with that game. New Pokemon games are coming out. Like, there's plenty out there to play, and I don't understand why people are, like, super, super negative on this. Like, you just gotta figure out what you like and lean into it a little bit more. And I think for me, it's interesting as an adult, because now that I have adult money and adult time, I can go out of my way to try and, like, play games that I didn't get a chance to play as a kid. Like, I tried out the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge this year, and it turned out to be one of my favorite games of the year because I never got exposed to beat 'em up games. And to experience that with friends is fantastic. And I think, like, if the Direct wasn't for you, take a look at the eShop, figure out what you like, maybe take a chance on an indie game. I took a chance on Hollow Knight a few years back, and it was like some of the best money I've ever spent in gaming ever. But if you like this kind of stuff, like, I would highly recommend, like, just enjoy the games you enjoy. Have fun with it. And I appreciate you checking out the video. These are my thoughts. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the Direct. Let me know what you think about gaming in general for right now. because I think people are in a negative headspace about it, and I would rather put out some positivity in that direction, if possible. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya. Thanks.